What is up, everybody? Today we're talking about Janet Jackson winning in Vegas and a lot more on Black Hollywood Live's The Trend.
You're tuned into Black Hollywood Live, the world's first digital broadcast network devoted entirely to urban entertainment and pop culture. Tune in right now.
Hey, we're back! We're back, Courtney. We are back.
We're back.
We back. And we black, and we back, and we black, and we back, and we black, and we back. It's one of those days.
We're the worst.
We're the
oh
worst.
My God,
what is up, y'all? I am Derrial Christon. This is Black Hollywood Live's The Trend, and my co-host today, Miss Courtney Stewart.
Hello. I love how you always say my co-host today. It's
I know, it's like every Thursday. I should just say every Thursday.
It's the same old show.
The same old show.
Little old me's back in the house.
Yeah, but you know what it is? I haven't been here in so long that
I know you've been.
It feels like just a new.
You've been traipsing all over continents.
I have. I feel like a new man.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Here she
What
goes.
was you doing in Greece?
So I was in Greece. For you guys listening and watching, I was there for a week and a half, and I was in Mykonos and Athens, and I had a great time, and I really I was upset to be back in the States.
And just to let y'all know, he almost didn't go, talking about, it's too
almost
short
did not
notice.
go. You're right. You're
Aren't
right.
you glad
you
you
convinced
went?
me. Actually,
Aren't you
Courtney
glad you
convinced me
went?
to go. And I will say that I'm glad I went because there's also, you realize sometimes when you get away from the chaos, how much you really need that little R&R. And I never do it because I'm always stressing about something about, I don't need to spend that money, or I don't need to do this, or that flight's too long, or whatever.
We all need it. I'm waiting on mine. I'm still waiting on mine, y'all.
Well, I decided that every year I'm going to take one vacation somewhere.
Yes, you should.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for
Even
sure.
if it's 3 days.
Yeah, you should. Like a real one, too.
Like a
Not
real
like
one.
a working sort of, no, it needs to be like a legit vacation. I can't wait for mine in October.
Yeah, because it was cool because my phone wasn't really working. So,
Exactly.
So it was like, after the first couple of days when I realized my phone wasn't working that great, I actually was okay with it.
You're like, yes.
I was nervous at first.
I don't need to look at emails.
That's okay.
I don't need, the world is not going to end if I don't
ending.
answer emails or have text messages and Instagram and phone calls. Well, he had Instagram, y'all, because he was Instagram.
I did Instagram a lot. You can check out my @Derrial Christon Instagram and my Instagram stories because you'll find a lot of the pictures.
Having that hot boy summer.
I was trying.
And now it's September.
And it's hot as hell because it's 100 degrees in LA today.
What is that? We had a good summer. The weather was decent. We didn't have any crazy temperatures, and now all of a sudden we got a heat wave.
Heat wave.
Like crazy heat wave, like can't breathe type of heat wave.
So does this mean that, it's going to be real cold like in October, November?
I don't know. I'm almost not mad. Because if it's going to be this hot, I kind of want real cold, but only because fall fashion is a thing, and I'm like, I have a bunch of coats right now, and I'm like, I want to wear my coats.
Wait, Ryan just pulled up my Instagram.
Oh, look at that, y'all.
So,
look at Derrial just cheesing away, hugging up on
cheese.
ladies, had his chest all out, wore some neon shorts or something. He just had it all hanging out, y'all.
All hanging out, but that's not all who was hanging it all out, because guess who was hanging it all out on the MTV?
On the MTV
Video Awards.
Music Awards, we had Lizzo. So everybody, obviously the theme of the summer was Hot Girl Summer.
It was.
For Derrial, it was Hot Boy Summer.
It was a lot of hot summering going on.
We know.
I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about others.
It was. I felt my hot girl summer. There was a lot of hot girl summer going on, and Lizzo was not exempt. She had a wonderful summer. She started it off with a huge performance at the BET Awards, and then just a couple weeks ago, she did or was it a week ago? When were the VMAs?
Wasn't it the week before Labor Day?
Yeah, so it's been a week, whatever it was. And so she came back and did a great performance there. And then she woke up Monday morning, and lo and behold, her single, Truth Hurts, which y'all has been out for 2 years, has now jumped to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts.
Yeah.
So everybody was kind of shocked, like, what the heck happened, how this was happening, and she was so excited. She's got video, drinking the champagne from the bottle. She's driving the boat, as we all like to say right now, because she's a hot girl, living her best life. And everybody was kind of like amazed, and a lot of the music critics are talking about how different the world is now in terms of music and what gets to #1, and how Truth Hurts wasn't even a blip on the charts to begin with, and maybe somehow the momentum of the BET Awards and then followed by the VMAs just shot it up to the top.
Yeah, but you know what? It goes kind of back to the days of when music videos and performances would help a single. You know what I mean? Like, that's how it used to be in the 90s. When, when the MTV Awards were happening and whoever was performing, you know, between Janet or NSYNC or whoever it may be, like when Beyonce, when they would perform, it always would.
We remember Britney had that snake on stage.
The snake, I'm a slave for you. We were like, what?
Yes. So I mean, it matters, I guess, still, and maybe people will. I don't know what it'll change, if it changes anything. But shout out to her, because you know, maybe a year or two ago she was kind of down, thinking like, because her album wasn't doing anything, the singles weren't doing anything, and then the new album came out in, I think, 2018, earlier this year. Earlier this year with Juice and all that on it, and Juice charted, but like didn't go very far, so it wasn't like crazy, which I'm actually shocked by, because I absolutely love that song.
It is a good song.
But but you know, second chances come around, and somehow a song that wasn't even on this album.
Right, that's the thing. It wasn't even on the album, and it's inspiration, because you just never know.
You just don't know.
Keep it on.
You just don't know what's gonna hit. You don't know when it's gonna hit. You don't know why it's gonna hit. But when it hits, it's hard.
And I did like her performance on the awards, because the big old booty, you know, the thong booty, that was
the big booty.
And she repping for the thick girls.
Lot, you know,
she repping for the thick girls.
She was, and all the thick dancers that she had, and loving on herself. And she performed at the Made in America Festival just this past weekend, and she doing it up.
She getting a lot of attention.
She getting all the attention, and much well deserved, I think.
I ain't mad at you, Lizzo.
So keep it out, Lizzo. Somebody else that's getting all kinds of attention, both negative and positive, Mr. Dave Chappelle released his newest special over our hiatus time.
Yes.
Sticks and Stones is the name of the special. It was released on Netflix, and it has been met with some pretty harsh criticism and some support, but coming from some very different sides of the market. Lots of liberals and progressives have really come down on him pretty hard for some of the things that he said in the special, and specifically, I mean, primarily about the LGBTQ community has been like the main focus of most of those criticisms of his stand-up work. But somehow the conservative right, has been cheering him on for his blatant disregard, I guess, for, what is it, political correctness?
Yeah.
So people are kind of shocked by it. Have you gotten to see it, Jerry?
You know, I haven't seen it. I've only seen like bits and pieces of it. But right now, I mean, Dave Chappelle can't really do wrong with me anyway, but like right now he's really on my good side, because, you know, I'm from Dayton, Ohio, right?
Yes.
And so we had those mass shootings.
Yes.
Or the shooting that occurred a couple weeks back, and he came with Kanye and Kim and did some really great things for my city. So he can't do no wrong right now. And I know people getting on him about this special, but this is what Dave Chappelle does, though. He pushes the button. You know what I mean? He says this stuff that you like, oh, damn. Like, oh.
Yeah. But you do oh, damn while you're laughing, which was me. Because there are definitely moments throughout the special that I was like, oh, he did say that. But it was funny.
Right.
So, but look, I mean, I read a lot of the criticisms, and I read some of the support. And do the criticisms have good points? Clearly.
Right.
I mean, obviously. But there is something to be said about our levels of sensitivity.
Do you think that people are too sensitive with what they're saying about him for this?
I will never say that people are being too sensitive, because if the situation were reversed and it was a white comic that was going in really hard on black boys being shot in the street and somehow made it a joke, even if it kind of was funny, which I don't really know how that would happen, but if it was, I probably would feel like I deserve to be entitled to feel a little offended by it. So you have a right to be offended by it and upset by it. I think the best criticism to me in terms of his decision to make those the LGBTQ jokes is just that they were overdone and overused and old.
Right.
Like it wasn't new, it wasn't interesting, it wasn't like a turn. Like I've watched Dave Chappelle specials, but like they don't stay in my brain. Those aren't things that I like remember. Oh, he joked about, like, remember this joke, remember? So I don't really know, like, and watching his stand-up, I'm not like a study of stand-up comedy. So like I go for the entertainment and then it's out of my brain.
That's it, right.
So I can't really give like an analysis of Dave Chappelle as a performer in terms of his previous jokes. But if it is the case that many are making, that he has consistently made basically the same joke about the LGBTQ community over and over again, and it's like, but dude, it's not funny anymore.
Right.
Like, then I get that.
Right. Get a new joke.
But I'm sorry, the Juicy Smollett bit.
You loved it. You fell back. You just fell out.
And I had it playing while I was getting dressed to come here just to try to refresh my mind, because I watched it whatever night it came out. And Juicy Smollett is a French actor. That was the best shit ever.
People were talking about that one, so I got to sit and really watch it.
I will be laughing about Juicy Smollett for the rest of my freaking life. So he had some great hysterical moments in the special, I think, and I mean, I get why people are upset, but it was funny.
I mean, remember when Dave took the hiatus and everybody was like, does he still got it? Is he still going to be funny? Is he still going to be political? Well, he clearly is still bringing it.
He clearly is. So is there room for criticism? There's always room for criticism. Sure. And I think that's only further proof that it's actually great art. Even if you hate him and hate what he's doing, the fact that there's room for discussion and anger and happiness and all of that, like, it's proof that it's good art.
And, okay, so let me ask you this then: where is the parameter on when it's art versus just bullshit? Messed up? Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know. I don't know. I mean, I get a lot of people say it's if it's not funny and it doesn't work, but most of his shit was funny.
Okay, all right. I mean, all right.
So I don't know. I don't know. Stand up. It's a comedy is an interesting space.
It is.
Because it's like, where does the line? Because you want them to get to the line
and go there, right?
And go there.
But then it's like, well, hold up. You went the extra mile, and now I'm offended.
But then, if you didn't go the extra mile, did you really do what you came to do?
True.
So I don't know. I'm not a comedian. This is exactly why stand-up comedy is no joke. So yeah.
I would like to do stand-up one time though.
You definitely should do it. I have done it.
I have a huge fear. I might pass out.
Oh, no. That's why you should do it. Because as a performer and a host and all that, I think it's great. I had to do it for an acting class. I was never more petrified in my entire life. And I've been doing on-stage stuff and whatever since I was a kid. I was scared to death. But nothing feels better than when it works.
Well, see, you said the key word, when it works. Well, see, I'm worried about the crickets.
But that's why you put in the work to make it work. I mean, granted, I only had to do I think I had to do 4 minutes. So it was like, whoo, got through that. Whew.
Right.
I can't imagine putting together a 60-minute situation.
Heck no.
That you are, but obviously that's the art and that's the work.
That's the art.
But yeah, everybody try it out sometime. It could be fun.
I wonder how long Dave prepares for his specials. You know what I mean? Like, how many times does he try some of his jokes? You know what I mean?
I would imagine. I mean, he's on the road and doing stuff for quite some time before he throws it up for a special.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, well, I'm still gonna give him a shout out. You know, Dave. You demand me.
You know.
I'm gonna watch the special. I ain't seen it all, but I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, the critics gave it I think Rotten Tomatoes gave them 20% or something crazy, really low, but audience response was still really good.
Yeah. I'll be watching.
I wasn't mad.
All right. Well, he got a lot of criticism. Someone else who is getting a lot of criticism is our New York Undercover actor.
I know.
Malik Yoba. So
Yoba
Yoba has, been in the news this past week because I don't know if you know, he has 3 children.
I did not know that. I had no idea.
Did not know
None.
that. But if you used to watch New York Undercover, listen, no matter what he does, he's always going to be New York Undercover.
Yeah,
to me,
he'll always
that was such
be
a great
New York
show.
Undercover. That was when we first fell in love.
That was such a great show.
With those ashy lips.
In fact, I need to see those reruns. Right, he's also known for the ashy lips,
always
the little sex appeal.
Lips.
Women always like that little sex appeal with Malik. And he's going to do far more great things as well. Mm-hmm. But he has been in the news this week because of his recent comment about transgender women. Mm-hmm. So Malik went to social media to talk about the fact that he is a fan of trans women. His confession actually was followed up by a woman who claims the actor used to pay her for sex when she was a trans teen. And, Malik is actually standing by all of his love for trans women. In fact, he also said recently that he is going to be attending the Trans Visibility March in D.C., and he's going to be promoting it on his social media again. But where the criticism's coming in is the fact that his children have actually started to be harassed because of his comments. And, this is still a very fine line of a topic of people, feeling comfortable about talking about this. And, I got to give him his props. He just put it out there. He said this is how he feels, and it is what it is. What do you think about it?
Okay, when he first said it, I was like, oh, kudos. There ain't a black man actor that I would imagine would ever do that. So there's definitely power in that alliance, I guess, by him speaking up and saying, like, look, I'm one of the people that, because the constant conversation is about how secretly all these black men run around acting like they're whatever, and but they're sleeping with trans women and what have you. So I can appreciate it from that respect. But then I started to think, when I realized he had kids, and that the kids were now being attacked and what have you, just because he is a public figure, I'm not sure I'm comfortable with him coming out. Like, I understand
because of him having children.
Just because he has kids, and it's a dangerous world. Hence why it's important that he said what he said. Right. But is that at the expense of your kids? So I'm kind of still in the like debate territory, because obviously, like, somebody has to stand up whether you have kids or not. I mean, Dr. King had kids, and they would be targets just as much as he would be. So should you not say anything because you do? I don't know. But I mean, I think it's courageous.
It's courageous.
I think it was courageous. I don't think anybody was really surprised.
Really?
No.
I was surprised.
No, I think.
But I'm saying I'm surprised, but I don't have any really. In all reality, I don't really have anything to base that on, because I don't know who he has dated or who.
That's true.
I don't. You know what I mean?
I think that I
haven't seen him in the streets.
Hanging out. But
so I don't know.
But I would say also, like, on social media, the comments.
I mean, people
y'all
were going
out of control.
People go in
on social media,
but they always hide. Maybe people hide behind social media.
It's crazy.
Yeah, they say some stuff.
Like, some of the stuff that they were saying, I was just like, really?
Yeah.
Did you even if you are 100,000, 10,000% against this, which I don't know why you would be. Like, you're against who he wants to have sex with. Why do you care?
Why do you care? Right.
But like, the things that people are willing to say is just like, wow.
Yeah. Well, that's the part that I'm like, okay, well, that if his children, are looking at any of that stuff.
Yeah. Because then is it your responsibility first to protect your children?
Yes, but here's where it's a weird fine line.
In spite of the greater good, so to speak.
Well, here's the thing. It's like if I had children and that's the way that I felt, I would want to also have an open communication with them to kind of let them know what was going on, and so they could deal with it as well. But it just his children look like they're fairly young. I don't know their ages.
They look. I don't know how old they are, but they do look young. But his, I guess, ex-wife. I don't think she's currently his wife, but the mother of the children.
Right.
At some point, I don't know if it's true, but they had something posted.
Well, I hope she's not currently his wife if he's saying he wants to date transgender women.
Well, I don't make any assumptions about the things people do in their relationships. Polyamory is real.
You're right about that.
But she had posted a comment, and again, I didn't dig into this, so I'm not sure. I don't know if it was a fake post or whatever. But supposedly, she had posted a comment under his video or whatever, addressing the fact that he did not come to the kids first, and that she was aware of his, love for trans women, etc. But she would have appreciated him to talk to the kids first instead of just.
I agree with that. If he did not talk to the kids first, I agree with her.
So if that's true, that's kind of sucks. But
because at the end of the day, the kids are going to find out about it from other kids.
Yeah.
And
they're gonna get
the teasing and the bullying, from that. Which, unfortunately, that's the harassment is what they're getting right now.
Yeah. But I don't know. Does that mean he shouldn't have said anything?
See, that's
know.
It. Like I still I appreciate him staying his ground, and I applaud him for staying his ground and saying how he felt.
Yes.
My only problem with it is if this is true with his ex-wife or whatever the current situation is with the wife, if he didn't talk to the kids first, I do have a problem with that.
Okay.
I do.
What if they're like super young? Do you think he should have talked to them?
Yeah, because they're still going to find out. There's still going to be some rumbling somewhere, whether it's like other kids at school in the playground. Oh, your dad said this on social media because I heard my mom say this about your dad. And he is an actor and a known actor, so it's going to get back to them.
Social media is the devil.
Social media.
Because you should, as a kid, you should not have to be concerned about what your parents are doing in a bedroom.
Right.
And the fact that
I would have never wanted to know.
Like, you want somebody to tell you.
Still don't want to know.
Your mama getting it in with the daddy. Like, nobody wants to know that as a kid. So that kind of sucks. But because of social media, like, it's a thing.
Yeah, because I don't want to know what my mom does or does not like. And that's what social media can bring.
Yes, it can. Yes, it can, and it does.
Expose all of that.
It exposes all of that.
Yes, it does.
Oh, poor kids.
Well,
sorry, kids.
Hopefully this will all,
one day we'll be in a world where it won't be a big deal.
It won't be a big deal. Well, that's why I feel like what he said need to be said, because that's the only way to get to that place.
True. Perhaps.
If you're just quiet,
the violence against the trans women will continue.
Exactly.
And they need somebody to stand up for them. Whose joke was that?
I don't know.
There was a joke. Somebody did a joke about the way to solve violence against women and gay men, as if. Yeah, I'm gonna come back to that because
look now. I want to know.
I can't think. It's not. It's like excited. I'm like, what stand up? It must have been. I was watching. What's her name? Tiffany Haddish.
Okay.
Has a series of specials on Netflix as well with different female comics.
Yeah, Ida Rodriguez is one of them.
Yes, and I think it might have been Ida. I don't remember exactly. That's why I don't want to keep hovering on it. But whatever.
Basically, watch the special.
Watch the special because there's a joke about what we need to do to stand up to.
I kind of remember. I was actually at the taping of it, so I'm trying to remember that joke.
Yeah.
I remember it.
I'm pretty sure it was her. Not
actually, I think it was Ida. Yeah, actually, who said that. So.
Which also was a great series of specials. All of those women were great.
I'm really happy for her and for all of them.
Yes.
And shout out to Tiffany for coming back to her girls and still bring them in the spotlight.
Putting them in the spotlight.
Speaking of spotlight.
Spotlight.
One of my favorite subjects to always talk about. I never get tired of talking about Jackson, if you nasty. Janet Jackson, who we all know has been in Vegas. She's done, I think, about 18 shows. 18 shows in Vegas. I'm kind of mad that we didn't go up there.
Dude, it's so upsetting because I tried, okay? She left in June, I believe. Because I was trying to go in June.
Yeah,
she was gone in June. She started in May. She left in June and didn't come back until mid-July or something, and then did shows from mid-July through August. So when she wasn't doing a show in June, I was like, oh. And then we were trying to go. The last weekend was August 17th was her last show, and something came up and I couldn't go, but I really wanted to. But I'm hoping because of this story, she'll be back.
Maybe she'll do some more dates because of she's been crushing it in Vegas. So she's grossed $13 million off of this Metamorphosis tour. They said that she's selling an average of 76,000 tickets for the show. It's at the Park Theater at Park MGM Hotel. She ranked in herself $722,000 and sold over 4,000 tickets per night. So she is actually right now the reigning queen in Vegas because Celine Dion and Britney and Backstreet Boys, they all had their good tours there. J-Lo. Yeah. Well, apparently Janet has trumped all of them because she, with the 722,000 that she's brought, the amount of tickets sold, or ranked in 722,000, money-wise, and then Celine was at 704, and Britney Spears was at 679, and Backstreet Boys was at 593. Yeah. So Janet is winning. She outpaced
them all.
She's winning.
But did you find those numbers a little bit low? When I saw 13 million gross, I was kind of like, real? That's it?
I mean, I don't.
But then I know she only had.
It's only a certain amount of tour dates.
Shows.
Yeah.
But I was just a little bit because I don't know how many seats there are, but I just thought the numbers would be. And then to know that Celine Dion, in terms of the averages, she was above all of them. I was like, oh, is it really just not that much money? It's just how long you're there that really accumulates the money. Because in reality, basically you brought home $500,000.
Right.
Which obviously I'd be thrilled about.
I mean, yeah.
But she's Janet Jackson. I would expect her to be bringing home at least a couple million after doing shows for.
I just don't know how many. How many.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just thought the numbers were a little low.
Well, I'm just upset I didn't go. Because I was looking on the social medias, and everybody who was going with that. Do you see the one that everybody took pictures with Janet a couple weeks ago? She was doing a lot of backstage.
Former friend of AfterBuzz TV family, Dorinda, and her whole crew.
They
went. That was the weekend I was trying to go. She had told me about that they were going together, and she was like, "Oh, you should come." And I'm like, "I'm gonna figure it out," and I couldn't figure it out.
Well, I'm hoping she does some more dates, and maybe we can go down.
Yes, that is a must.
Because she's doing all the hits. Yes. Nasty, Control.
Yes, because the set list was on there, and I was like, oh my God, anytime, any place.
I get so lonely, And Janet, I feel like she sings to me. You know what I mean, Court? She's singing
you feel that
to
way.
me.
Yes.
And Janet, if you ever lonely, it's okay. I got you, girl.
She got a 2-year-old. She ain't trying to talk to you. She probably tired.
She looked good too.
She looked great.
She looked real good.
She looked really great.
Yeah.
But she was like really great, but like covered great, Janet. Because usually, Janet would get all the way naked doing shows.
Well, this is what's funny too, because when she was married, and she did this same tour here, I was not happy about it. And I've seen Janet about 4 or 5 times, and I was not happy because it was very clothed Janet, and it was very unsexual Janet.
Yes.
And apparently, since she is not married anymore, she went back to
I don't know that she really went all the way back, though, because she was still very clothed in a lot of the footage.
But I heard she brings it a little bit more now.
Because I'm definitely very much, Velvet Rope was sort of my live introduction to Janet. So I was like, ooh, girl. I guess so lonely when they ripped those shots. I was like, ah.
Velvet Rope was the biz, especially when she, took the dude from the stage and tied him up with the velvet rope and did the pole dance on him. You see, I remember the details.
I remember rope burn. Yeah.
Janet.
Tie me up, tie me down.
Tie me up, tie me down. All right, well, that's all I got. Who's watching tennis?
Are you guys watching tennis right now? Because I had to turn it off because we obviously had to do a show, but Serena was in what I hope to be her last set with Svitolina. Is that how you say her name? I don't know. So. But it's the semifinals. Fingers crossed. Serena's going to the finals because she needs to get this win.
I know who won.
Tell us. Oh my God.
This isn't the voice of God, by the way. This is Ryan.
Ryan from the booth is going to tell us
is it over?
who won.
It is over.
Oh my God.
Okay, who won?
Please.
Who won?
Serena won.
Yes, Serena won.
She's going to the finals, y'all. She's going to the finals.
That's big.
If she wins this, she will break that record for the most Grand Slams, I believe, right?
Right.
I think I didn't make that up. Yes. So I'm like here for it. And she's in such good form. If you guys haven't been watching US Open, you should be watching it because it's amazing.
I can't stop watching.
She beat that girl. Serena beat Wang Chang 2 nights ago in like 30 minutes.
Yeah, she
did. She just smashed on that girl. I felt bad, but like it was so beautifully done. You can't even be mad. Like it was just smooth.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah.
And her sportsmanship is so dope too.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And shout out to the babies that she inspired, even though they didn't make it. Naomi Osaka and Coco Gauff.
Coco Gauff, yep.
So sweet. They had a great moment together too. All the black girl magic is on the tennis court.
It's on the tennis court.
We're taking over, y'all.
It's good.
We're everywhere. Everywhere. It's great. Anyway, I'm high on sugar because I'm drinking sweet tea and I ate a half a box of beignets.
You're real southern right now, sweet tea. Talking about the sweet tea.
You don't understand. Shout out. Okay, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but beignet box truck, y'all, they are the truth, okay? In Studio City, they're the truth. If you love Southern sweet tea, it's real, and the beignets are bomb.
Well, you real excited about it.
I love it. It's so good. I literally couldn't get them over the holiday weekend. I had to go get them today before work.
Well, I'm gonna have to check it out, but I'm excited to be back.
We're back. We'll be back.
We got some great guests. Actually, we have Janet Jackson's nephew coming in next.
He's supposed to be here next week.
Next Thursday.
So you guys tune in.
Tune in. I'm sure we can talk about Janet. Courtney, where can fans find you?
Find me everywhere, all over the social media universe at Stuart Starlet.
I just noticed you kind of look like the woman on your shirt.
No, it says that melanin though.
Okay.
That melanin,
I'm feeling it. All right. You can find me at Derrial Christon on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and on CBS's This Is LA. Tune in on Saturdays at 3 and 3:30. And everybody have a great weekend. And if you are in LA, stay cool because it is hot out there. All right, y'all. Peace.
On behalf of our BHL staff, we would like to thank you for tuning in to Black Hollywood Live, the world's first digital broadcast network devoted entirely to urban entertainment and pop culture. Check out our Black Hollywood Live YouTube page for even more great programming and amazing content. And be sure to subscribe and like our channel when you do. I'm your BHL host, Nakia Monet, and you can find me on all social media at Kiki Boom Boom or at Black Hollywood Live. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.